That would be insane. And you'd probably get his face kicked off, probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless.
For Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous.
Manny Pacquiao he hasn't been a pro in a minute, and they're coming back to fight someone for a belt. Barios technically should win, but this isn't fair. Like,
Joe Rogan is urging Manny Pacquiao to reconsider his upcoming fight against Mario Barrios, saying simply, it's just not worth the risk. According to Rogan, it's extremely rare for fighters to stay competitive as they age. Sure, there have been a few legends. Bernard Hopkins fought into his 50s, Archie Moore held his own late in his career, and George Foreman even won the heavyweight title at 46 by knocking out Michael Morra, but those are exceptions, not the rule. Rogan feels Pacquiao has already secured his place in boxing history, and stepping back into the ring now could end up damaging that legacy instead of adding to it.
Fighter, and he's a nice guy. If you're nice to him, he's a nice guy. He's fun. He's fun. But, you know, in the street, if you find that guy and you talk to him for no reason, he's going to put you in the hospital. He's going to put you in the hospital, and it's not, you can't do a goddamn thing about it. You don't even have a chance. You have nothing. You have zero chance. This idea, oh, fucking, these guys can't fight. I know how to fight. Shut your mouth. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Definitely shouldn't be out talking to people for no reason.
They do it. They always did it. They used to do it to Chuck Liddell. People would talk shit.
They used to do it to Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, people would talk to. People are, there's certain people that are just crazy, man.
Well, speaking of Mike Tyson, these people that think that he don't stand a chance against Jake Paul, that like this shouldn't even because he's too old. I was like, I think you're crazy.
Well, they're definitely uninformed.
Yeah,
because here's the thing: he is 57 years old. He will be 58 when they fight. He has had a long fighting career. He has been knocked out by massive men like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. You know, he's had a lot of blows. And, you know, it's long past the time where most people ever fight. You know, the only person that ever fought competitively after age 50 is Bernard Hopkins and Archie Moore. Archie Moore did it back in the day.
Foreman was 40.
Joe Rogan still gives Manny Pacquiao major credit for what he accomplished in his prime. He sees Pacquiao as different from most fighters. Even when people talked trash or tried to mess with his head, Manny didn't take the bait. He didn't respond with anger or get caught up in drama. He let his performance in the ring do all the talking. Rogan respects how Pacquiao focused on proving himself through action, not words. He didn't waste time arguing because he knew what he could do, and time after time, he backed it up by stepping into the ring and dominating anyone who doubted him. Joe calls Manny a true legend, not just because of his speed, power, or incredible footwork, but because of his humility and self-discipline. In a sport filled with loud personalities, Pacquiao stood out by staying quiet and letting his greatness show through his actions.
Pacquiao, okay, I'm going to tell you the mathematics. It doesn't always work. Manny Pacquiao beat Thurman. Thurman beat Barios, so why wouldn't Pacquiao beat Barrios?
He's 46 and he hasn't fought like 4 years.
Well, he's fresh then. No wear and tear.
He's done like 3. Have you seen that stupid? Have you guys seen him? He looked like shit.
He didn't try. He didn't train.
He looked like shit.
His
He's 46.
Age doesn't matter. Age is nothing but a number. 40 is the new 30s.
He's fucking 46.
How old is Barios?
He's 40. Doesn't matter. He's in his prime. He's a world champ right now.
As Manny Pacquiao gets older, concerns about his return to boxing are growing louder. When he last fought URGES in 2021, many fans were stunned by how much slower and older he looked compared to his prime. That night, he didn't resemble the explosive champion who once dominated some of the sport's biggest names. After the fight, reports surfaced that Pacquiao was so physically drained, his wife had to feed him soup because he was too weak to eat on his own. That was years ago, and now he's even older, yet planning to face Mario Barrios, a younger, taller, sharper, and naturally bigger opponent. This isn't just a feel-good comeback, it's a risky move. Barrios is no has-been. He's active, strong, and still getting better. For Pacquiao to jump back into the ring after all he went through last time raises real concerns. No matter how legendary he is, age takes its toll. The body can't be fooled, and at this stage, the risk may outweigh the reward.
Manny Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against URGES. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits.
Timothy Bradley believes there's only one reason legends like Manny Pacquiao come out of retirement: money. In his view, Pacquiao has already accomplished everything he needs to in boxing, and the only thing that could be pulling him back in is a big payday. What worries Bradley even more is who Pacquiao is choosing to fight. Mario Barrios isn't a warm-up opponent. He's young, strong, and hungry. Bradley points out that Pacquiao hasn't been in the ring for years, and at his age, key things like timing, reflexes, and stamina naturally decline. Jumping back in after such a long break, especially against a dangerous, active fighter like Barios, is a major risk. Bradley says he respects everything Pacquiao has done for the sport, but this decision just doesn't seem wise. In boxing, age always catches up, and it's one of the worst sports to learn the hard way that you're not the same fighter anymore.
The WBC president Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring, and he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I ask myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to the boxing ring has caught the sport by surprise. After retiring in 2021 following a loss to Yordanis Ugas, the 46-year-old legend is now set to face Mario Barrios in July for the WBC welterweight title. The fight was officially confirmed by WBC president Mauricio Suleiman, who praised Pacquiao's lasting influence on boxing and his determination to end his career with one more championship. Despite concerns about his age and time away from the sport, Pacquiao is confident he can still make history. The big question now is whether he can truly compete at this level after such a long layoff. With no recent fights to show where he stands physically, the risks are clear, especially against Barios, a younger, active, and hungry opponent. Suleiman confirmed that all permissions have been approved, making the fight official. While fans are excited to see the boxing icon return, many are also worried. Has too much time passed? Can Pacquiao still handle the intensity of elite competition?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barios. But right now, Barios, with his momentum, might around and beat Pacquiao up. You know what I mean? Not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like URGES, the URGES fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
Concerns about Manny Pacquiao's upcoming fight with Mario Barrios. Known for his no-nonsense take on the sport, Hackett didn't hold back. He said that if this fight had happened a few years ago, Pacquiao would have had no trouble dominating Barrios. But now, at 45 and after several years away from the ring, Hackett believes the Pacquiao we all remember just isn't there anymore. But he pointed out that Pacquiao's speed, stamina, and instinct inside the ring have clearly declined with age and inactivity. To Hackett, this bout feels more like a money-making event than a true competitive fight between elite athletes. He said it doesn't reflect the spirit or intensity of Pacquiao's past matchups, it's more about cashing in on his name than proving anything in the ring. Hackett's comments raise a tough but important question. Is Pacquiao fighting to compete, or just to collect a paycheck? Either way, stepping in against a younger, sharper fighter like Barrios could be a serious risk for the boxing legend.
He hasn't been a pro in a minute, and they're coming back to fight someone for a belt. Barrios technically should win, but this isn't fair. Like, we could have had Brian Norman Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can't he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. That doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Boost? That's sitting in the lamp to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting in the lamp to slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, like, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle URGES. Like, just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight.
Following the lead of boxing icons like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, who returned for high-paying fights, Manny Pacquiao's decision to face Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title has stirred controversy. Many critics argue that these comebacks are more about money than honoring a fighter's legacy. Fans and analysts alike are voicing concern that matches like this could damage the reputations these legends spent decades building. In Pacquiao's case, the worry is that stepping into the ring at 46, after years of inactivity, against a younger, stronger opponent like Barrios, may not end well. Some have even called the fight unnecessary and predictable. While Pacquiao's earlier career gave fans some of the most thrilling moments in boxing history, there's growing unease that these recent returns could overshadow those memories. His legacy is already cemented, so why risk it? As more boxing greats return for exhibition or one-off fights, people are starting to question the motives behind these decisions. Are these comebacks really about love for the sport, or are they simply cash grabs? For many longtime fans, the fear is that the true spirit of boxing is being diluted in the process.
Bro, I'm sitting here chilling, right? Chilling with Miss KO, about to go grab some lunch, and my homie L-Dub texts me, and he let me know some crazy shit, bro. Manny Pacquiao is trying to come back to boxing, and he want to fight Mario Barrios for the 147-pound WBC welterweight title of the world. Manny, 8th division champion, bro. Hall of Fame fighter. Great memories of watching you fight. Sit your old ass down somewhere, man, and chill with your wife, bro. Go be senator, bro. Just because you didn't win president, don't mean you can't run again and maybe try to win the next time, dog. We not trying to see you back in the boxing ring at all. URGES beat your ass in 2021. Barrios beat URGES ass in 2023. What the fuck do you think Barrios gonna do to you right now, bro? Sit down, Manny. Shit.
For many in the boxing world, Manny Pacquiao's return feels more like a spectacle than a serious sporting event. The big age gap between him and Mario Barrios, combined with Pacquiao's long absence from the ring, has led some to question how legitimate this fight really is. Instead of being a true test of skill, it seems designed more to grab attention and make money. Critics argue that these types of matchups hurt boxing's credibility. They see it as turning the sport into a money-driven show rather than a real competition. The fact that a legend like Pacquiao is stepping back in for what looks more like a promotional event than a true challenge has frustrated both fans and insiders. There's a growing feeling that these financially motivated comebacks go against the heart of what boxing is about. Pacquiao's legacy is already secure. He's a Hall of Famer, a global icon, and a name that symbolizes greatness. That's why his return at 46 is sparking concern among longtime supporters. Fans are emotionally tied to Pacquiao's incredible past. They remember the battles, the glory, and the unmatched heart he brought to the ring. The fear now is that stepping back in, especially against a younger, sharper opponent like Barios, could put his hard-earned legacy at risk.
Sure, maybe my generation, Manny Pacquiao.
Oh yeah,
Destroyed.
Manny Pacquiao. He
fucking
won
just
world
destroyed.
titles in 8 different weight classes. Who the fuck does that?
And the way he did it, like
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. It was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather Pacquiao fight would have took place many years before them when it did. You know.
Well, it also took place when Manny went into the fight with a fucked up shoulder. I mean, he knew his shoulder was fucked before that fight and just wanted that money and just let's see what happened.
Joe Rogan has often praised Manny Pacquiao for his incredible achievements in the ring. He's highlighted how Pacquiao dominated across multiple weight classes and stunned the world with victories over top fighters like Miguel Cotto. With lightning-fast hands and explosive leg strength, Pacquiao became one of the most respected and feared boxers of his time. His career is packed with accolades, and his accomplishments have earned admiration from fans and athletes around the world. When he retired, he did so as a true legend, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire. But now, with news of his return to the ring for an exhibition fight at 46, questions are starting to surface. Many are asking whether this comeback is about competition or cash. Like Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao's decision has led some fans to wonder if financial motives are driving the move more than a love for the sport. And that's what has people concerned. There's a real fear that this unexpected return could take away from the legacy Pacquiao worked so hard to build.
Yeah.
You know, and
seeing him beat Keith Thurman at 40 years old, like, god damn, this guy's great. I mean, just look at his career with 8 different weight classes, world titles in 8 different weight classes. 40 years old, beats Keith Thurman, who's in his prime.
Right.
Crazy. I mean, what a man. I mean, what a world champion.
And he sure turned back the hands of time on that one.
Crazy.
Didn't he?
And he fought in spurts. Both of them fought in spurts. And I thought Keith was going to pick up on it, but Pacquiao was only fighting the end of the round.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
Joe Rogan often points to Manny Pacquiao's stunning victory over Keith Thurman in 2019 as a defining moment in his career. At 40 years old, an age when most fighters start to slow down, Pacquiao shocked the world with a win that many thought was impossible. It proved that he was still a force to be reckoned with, showing the same explosive power, speed, and determination that made him a legend. However, things have changed since that fight. Many fans now feel that time has finally caught up to Pacquiao. They believe he no longer shows the same sharpness and intensity that took down Thurman. While his remarkable achievements will always be remembered, the toll his body has taken over the years is starting to show. Now, with his decision to return to the ring against younger, fresher competition, concerns are growing. The worry is that another loss or lackluster performance could tarnish the memories of his once dominant career. Pacquiao's legacy is secure, but with each passing year, the questions about whether he can still compete at the highest level grow louder. Fans are left wondering, are his best days behind him?